So I took the bruschetta out. It's actually like 2 days later. Smell the garlic. We're gonna put a little salt, because I think I forgot that. Salt will help draw the water out of the tomatoes too a little bit. And then it gets even more saucier. Probably could have diced these a little smaller. But I chopped up some fresh mozzarella. That mozzarella from Costco. We got bread from Publix today. And I picked up some basil, because you can't have bruschetta without basil. So Trader Joe's has a bruschetta already made in the refrigerated section. So one of the samples years and years and years and years ago, they did this. They actually had pearl little mozzarella balls, and they mixed that with the bruschetta and served it on like a crostini, little crostinis that they have. And that's why I add the mozzarella. Let me wash my hands now that they're all cheesy. Love the smell of basil. That's the smell of summer right there. So I sliced it real thin. What is that, a chiffonade? Let me get all of that goodness. And distribute the basil. This will go good on sandwiches too. So there, gonna let that sit out, get a little room temperature. Tonight for dinner, we have a lot of leftover grilled chicken. And I think there's some more meatballs. So I'm gonna make some pasta with red sauce so we can dip that in there. And that will be dinner. So I also had one of those eggplant parmesans from Costco, because it came in a 2-pack. So that's been frozen for like ever. So I'm pulling that out, and we're gonna have that as well with whatever leftover meat. Got the penne here. This brand was actually really good. Got it at Sprouts. It was the only brand they had left. So that's really good. And then I'm gonna put some sauce. I have that Costco Paisana sauce, so I'm going to pull that out because I can't find canned tomatoes right now. Not the Nina ones that I usually make the sauce with. So that's dinner. So this is the sauce I use. I used it before from Costco. Drew it in there. And it's almost ready. And there it is, plated up. Unfortunately, I didn't make a vegetable.
Ha! What a shame.
I know.
All right.
They're so sad.
Yeah, I'm so sad.
So this is a carb-loaded meal right now. Bam. And there's the bruschetta. And that's dinner tonight. So tonight's dinner is enchilagna, which I've done before. But this time it's chicken. I actually put a whole frozen chicken in the Instapot. And there I got my stock from it. It's a frozen chicken with a cup of water. I put a little bit of salt, and I had it cooking, was at manual high, for 90 minutes. And then I pulled all the chicken off, mixed it with some salsa, and did my enchilagna, which I'll link the video below. We have some frozen white rice left over that I steamed up. There's my homemade enchilada sauce, which I've posted the recipe, the link, so I'll do that again. And then we also going to serve it with some sour cream. John already started with some chips and salsa, and I shredded some lettuce. Green. That's dinner tonight. That beautiful. Still bubbling and sizzling. That is going to be hot.
Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. And there it is, plated. That's my plate. A little bit of rice, sour cream, some lettuce. Michael went for the bowl of salad. Sean topped his on top with guac. And there goes Matt.
Just plain.
Yeah, just plain rice and enchilada.
I always mixed it.
And he mixed it. And that is dinner tonight. Look at that. By the fireplace. We're back to winter. It was like 30-something degrees this morning. They got a box and the fire on. And how'd the biggest cat get the smallest box? How'd that happen? My goodness.
What the fuck happened?
So we had some leftover fish sticks. So Sean is making fish tacos. Is there fish in there or is that just cheese?
Just fish right here.
There's a fish.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
He likes cheese.
No.
So, yes, he heated up some of the fish sticks, added cheese. He's adding guac. He's going to add salsa, some shredded lettuce, and some sour cream. And there's a fish taco.
Yay.
Yeah, pretty creative. You know, being home all the time, you get bored of the same stuff. So we're trying to
Think of stuff.
think outside the box and use what we have, of course, but try to create it in different ways so that we're not bored with the same old
Satisfied
all the time. Yep. So this is a first. We've never made a fish taco in the house before.
We haven't.
Yeah. So a friend of mine that I went to nursing school with, we went to lunch at, what was that place called?
Don't know. Don't ask me.
I don't know if I'll remember it. I'll put it on the screen if I do remember it. But a restaurant in I think it was Lake Grove, Long Island. I don't know if it's still there, but anyway, we ordered fish tacos. So she said she makes fish tacos all the time. So I said, "You do? How do you do it? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?" And she said, "I take the breaded tilapia from Costco, and I bake it. You know, I heat it up, and then I put it in a wrap, and I add shredded cabbage, and like lime juice. Yeah, and that's her fish taco." And I'm like, "Whoa, that is a great idea." Yet we never made it. So this is the first time we're making a fish taco in the house. See, once you add, there's like 2 fish sticks in there, but once you add all the condiments, it's pretty big. So he's going to make 2 of those out of that. And that is his lunch.
Yep.
Right? And then you got to top it with the lettuce.
Lettuce.
Yeah, I'm glad to see a lot of green and not just like one strand.
All right.
Yeah. Good boy. Good boy.
Thank you.
There you go. And there it is. Fish taco. Enjoy. So the 2 fluffies couldn't take the heat of the fireplace. And they moved to the sunspot. Look at that. Celine's still hanging on strong. She's the little one. She's going to get cooked. Easier to cook that one.
She's already burnt.
Yeah, she's already burnt.
Oh, she rotated.
Yeah, that stuff, that fireplace is more potent than catnip. More potent. So tonight's dinner is a pizza. David Rocco. I should know this recipe by heart, but I don't. I already did one. I want a thick crust, which I'm going to have to distribute it a little bit better. Some areas are thin. So that's one so far. Other ones being made. And then for Matthew for lunch, I'm going to make a mozzarella in carrozza, which I don't know what that translates to. But basically it's like mozzarella grilled cheese, but you dip it in egg. So I have 2 eggs here that I'm going to beat. I have the fresh mozzarella, and then you just make the sandwich and dip it in the egg after, just like a grilled cheese, and you pan fry it in butter.
She was telling me about it, and I had when I was younger. I don't remember it. So.
They did. I made it for them when they were little, but they don't remember. It's like a big grilled cheese, like a big mozzarella stick, kind of. All right. And I'm going to put a little pinch of salt in the eggies. That was really little. There you go. Pinch of salt. And if you hear the fire alarm, that's because they're changing the batteries. All right. And then I'm going to open that. This is what I got from Costco. The sliced mozzarella.
She's not burning anything this time.
No burning anything. Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
Last time those fire alarms went off, I burnt that dump cake.
Nothing good.
Turning on my pan to like a little less than medium. Get it nice and hot. And then I'm going to open that. Wow, look at that. So I made 3. I don't know how many he's going to eat. And I put the fire on a little lower than medium because I don't want it to brown too quickly before the cheese melts. Need that cheese to melt. Maybe a little less. Okay. Ooh, butter. Look at that. So really coat the pan. Now I'm going to take the sandwich. Hopefully all the cheese doesn't fall out because I'm doing it with one hand. I lost my fork. Seriously? My goodness. I'm such a messy cook. Okay. Let's get this together. So dip. Flip. Dip. Boom. In it goes. Put a lid on it. Keep the heat inside so the cheese melts faster. I had to lower my fire even more. But yep, flipped it. Yeah, I don't understand why the big burners are in the front. I don't understand. And look at that. So get a knife. I want you to cut it in half. On the triangle, because I like the way that looks.
Okay.
You get a little crust, crunch, and then separate. Let's see if there's cheese pull. Cheese pull. Ooh, look at that. And that's mozzarella and carrozza. Look at that. Those are going to be big pizzas. They're going to be more like Sicilians. Could have done it as a focaccia, too. I'm going to make my pizza sauce using the contadina pizza tomato sauce that they have at Costco now. Stop! Pain in the ass. And then, yeah, you funny. And then oregano. Yeah, we've been in the house way too long now.
Please open the economy back up.
So oregano.
Pump some money back into the economy.
Onion powder.
Please, God.
Yeah, I want to go shopping
Oh, you just want to-
freely.
Yeah.
Clothing stores. I miss that.
God, help me.
H&M. That's my jam. Oops. And a little bit of sugar. Sorry, so onion powder, garlic powder, oregano. I got to use 2 hands for the sugar. There you go. Like a tablespoon of sugar. And that's my pizza sauce. And then I'm going to put it on my pizzas. I have my oven at 450 and it works at 450, so no changing the temperature for my oven. And so I'm going to put that on and then put the mozzarella. One can did 2 pizzas. Look at that. In the oven they go. At that. Beautiful. Look at all that bread. High carbs. And I got, excuse me, romaine lettuce. Make some salads. Oh, and I wanted to show you. So I've never really bought these before. I always bought the 50% salt from Trader Joe's, but we bought the peanuts from Costco today, like 6 something. Look at that. They're actually not that bad. They're not that salty. Unless the ones at the bottom are really salty. But they're pretty good. Good purchase. Look at that. That is some thick pizza. They already started digging in.
I'm tearing up. It's too hot. Don't do what I did.
Yeah. It was sitting there for a few minutes, but obviously not enough.
Yeah, not enough. No.
He just burnt like 7 layers of his mouth out.
Tongue. It was all tongue.
And that's dinner tonight, guys. So tonight's dinner is cheeseburger mac and cheese. I have made it quite a bit, but I did get a request to show how to make it. I think I just said the steps, but this time I'm going to actually show you how I make it. So I have my skillet heating, kind of like a medium to low heat. So I have beef here. I think this is 1.5 pounds. Yes, this is 1.5 pounds. One of those 3-pound chubs I got from Kroger, and then I just split it in half and put it in a Ziploc. This is an 80-20. So 1.5 pounds is a decent amount of meat for my family for one meal. Yeah, it's like an army here, let me tell you. So I'm throwing that in the skillet. I have half an onion, and that's a pretty big size onion. So half an onion, and I diced it. I chopped it up with my handy dandy chopper there. Oop, just getting the rest of this out of the bag. Nice, nice, nice. So I'm gonna get this going. And then when it's mostly browned, I'll add the onions and some salt. So the meat is mostly brown enough, I guess. I'm going to add the onions. Oh, oniony. Let that cook down. Oh, let me wash my hands first. My hand was dripping with onion juice. So get that in there. Get it nice and brown. So I usually made this when I do the roux macaroni and cheese. But now that we came up with the evaporated milk, this is the first time I'm making cheeseburger mac and cheese with the evaporated milk. So I got my pot there, but I'm using these noodles. These were given to us. I got 2 bags of these, but I'm going to make one. It's probably going to make quite a bit. Hopefully it's good. So let me get that started. Put the macaroni in the pot, and I put enough water to cover. And I'm going to have to stir it quite a bit because that pot is getting everything stuck to it nowadays. I need a new pot. So I'm going to keep stirring it. Oh, got to add some salt. I hope that's enough water. Oop. We get salt. So we're going to add some salt to the meat. About a teaspoon. That might have been 3/4 of a teaspoon. And for the macaroni, you like more salt. There you go. About a tablespoon and a half maybe. So now as it boils, the macaroni will absorb the water. And then when it's mostly absorbed, or all absorbed, you don't want it too absorbed because then it starts to stick to the pot. But when it's mostly absorbed, then you add the milk, evaporated milk. Smells good. I think I'm gonna have to look at it because I remember I started making this after a Pampered Chef recipe that was cheeseburger mac and cheese, And I remember they had way more steps or instructions. And I just like simplified it. I'm like, oh, well, instead of this, you just do this. And instead of that, you just do that. And yeah, it just seemed like more complex. But I gotta look for that original recipe and see what the difference is. All the water is evaporated. My noodles are cooked. I got 2 cans of evaporated milk. Yeah, my pot, all the pasta's sticking now. It's ridiculous. Cheap pot. So I gotta grate some cheese, and when this milk is nice and hot, I'll pour the cheese in so it can melt and mix with the milk. Yeah, I could feel the bottom of this pot. A lot of the pasta got stuck. Ridiculous. I have some Irish cheese here that I'm gonna grate up, and the cheddar. I usually use Parmesan because I like that tang. This is sharp cheddar though, but I don't have a lot of Parmesan, so I'm gonna save that for Italian food. So I'm not gonna put that in it this time, but normally I put cheddar and Parmesan, but not today. Now I'm gonna add the cheese because the milk is warmed. Flying over the meat. Oh, cheese stuck to my hand. Okay. It's all nice and melty and creamy. I don't think this is a very good quality brand of pasta. Held up a lot better than that box macaroni and cheese pasta that I tried using the last time. That was horrible. It literally just turned to mush. And that's the rest of it. Well, look at that. Creamy. Okay, and then now I add the beef. Oh, that's a small spoon. Okay. Let me add the beef. There. It's all in there now. And now you just toss it together. And that's cheeseburger mac and cheese. Wow, this is way creamier than with the roux. Boys love it. All right, so that's all together. Let me put it on the back burner. Put it on low to keep it warm. My little simmer burner. And I gotta go find a vegetable. Then veggies is green beans with butter and garlic powder. I thought they were peas. They were green beans. So that is dinner. It is done. Boys are coming down because they are hungry.
Yes.
Takes a lot of energy to do nothing all day.
It does, right?
Yeah.
I know.
There it is, a family favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now creamier.
Now creamier, new and improved. Hey guys, tonight's dinner is sausages with garlic bread, ciabatta, and broccolini. I also threw some kale in there, but I don't see it anymore. It's in there. I drizzled a little oil, olive oil, and a little bit of garlic, and a little bit of salt. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. Oh, they disintegrated? Anyway, that's dinner tonight. Because, yeah, I went to Publix, and they didn't have broccoli rabe last time I went to Publix with John. So we got broccolini instead. All the broccoli rabe is gone. I sprinkled a little mozzarella cheese on it, and that's dinner. The boys ate leftovers, so that's mine and John's. All right, so John is making a sandwich for lunch.
The Italian sandwich from the Irish guy. All right? I'm gonna put on my Irish Italian accent here.
Whatever that sounds like.
Sounds like this.
All right, so what do you got?
Ciabatta roll. Toasted it.
That doesn't. That
Gave it some crunch.
you doing an Italian accent sounds exactly like yourself.
You shush.
Sorry.
We're going sausage and broccoli rabe leftover. Dinner.
Which is really broccolini and kale.
Broccolini, right? Because they didn't have
Broccoli rabe.
broccoli rabe.
But you know what? It tasted just like broccoli rabe.
Yep. It's a little bitter. It's
A little crunchy.
crunchy. I'm gonna make a big sandwich here.
Yeah, so if you don't find broccoli rabe, or rapini they call it, you just get broccolini and kale. Ooh.
I only know sandwiches one size.
Big.
Large.
Biggie size.
Large Marge, that's right. Biggie size.
You're not going to fit that in your mouth.
Oh, it'll fit.
Nope. Definitely not.
Unhinging your jaws. Okay, that's that.
Yeah.
We throw a little garlic olive oil.
No.
Or a lot of garlic olive oil. Little to some probably. A lot to others probably. That. And then we're going to slap on some fresh mozzarella. So we'll go 2 pieces. 1 and 2. Boy. See what's the last? Sandwich. We're going to cut it in half.
Sandwich.
You're not going to melt the cheese?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I might. Michael's drooling.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, the boys don't like Italian sausages.
Finished product right there. And then what do you do with any sandwich for lunch? Chips.
Of course.
I got some lime. Organic sea salt and lime from Costco.
Nice. An Italian sandwich with Mexican tortillas.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, because that goes.
And then a black cherry
You might get
to wash it all down, a black cherry seltzer.
Yeah, John likes those
And that's
sparkling
lunch.
seltzer.
Shut it off because I got work to do.
Sean's making a sandwich too.
Oh, Never mind. We're good.
What are you making, Sean?
Salami and mozzarella sandwich thing.
That's it?
Yeah.
You might need scissors. Oh no, that opens like that.
He doesn't have the same commentary as I do.
No. So the dry salami from Costco ended up being a hit in the house.
Fine. There you go. Yeah, 4's fine.
Absolutely. Dana's crying.
You okay, Tina? It's okay.
You don't want to add like what can we add to that?
Garlic olive oil.
Garlic
No.
olive oil, pesto.
You can do pesto.
That
Yeah.
is really good all by itself, though.
You could do a little pesto. Are you gonna melt it?
No. It's cold.
Provolone.
Well, he's using the fresh mozz. And then you got Athena over there begging for food like a dog. Oh, so he did get the pesto. Yeah, you could just put a little bit of pesto.
She's the closest we're getting to a dog, Mom.
Yeah, she's the closest we're getting to a dog. A very fluffy dog.
Yes, very fluffy dog that looks like a cat, sounds like a bird.
Now, he doesn't pack his sandwich with as much meat as John does.
Nope.
Yeah, you just need a little schmear. Little schmear. Okay, maybe
Yeah,
a little
quiet.
more.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, she's begging badly.
Climbing me.
The chair, actually. Yeah, there we go. Jeez. I mean, pesto, same thing.
Pesto. That would
That's
be
Parmesan in it.
that would be really good with red roasted peppers too.
No,
And-
no.
but I don't have any.
Ha.
Ha.
Can't force me now. Huh.
Yeah. And that fresh mozz goes in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. During this quarantine, we've gotten pretty creative with a lot of the sandwiches
Yeah,
and
like those fish
stuff.
tacos.
Yes, the fish tacos.
Never made fish tacos.
Never made fish tacos before.
You know, our food bill this month was about $3,228.
Probably. Taste this last. There's like 3 left. Oh,
Nice.
small. Okay.
So no heating up.
No heating up.
No toasting up. You don't want the little crunchy crunch.
No, that's fine.
Get the mozzarella just a little bit melty. No? Okay.
No.
Okay. And that's it.
Yep. And I'm having some chips too.
And he's having some chips too. Tortilla chips?
No.
What kind of chips?
I don't know.
It's chips.
All
I'll
right.
find some. You always
There's-
have chips with your lunch.
There's Sean's lunch. So I'm making some sauce. I'm gonna try this big ass can of contadina crushed tomatoes. I usually don't like, I don't know why I use the word usually. I don't like to buy crushed tomatoes because I was told that when you buy the whole tomatoes in a can, they have to put in the best looking tomatoes because you're seeing them in their whole. When they're already crushed, they could add anything to it. But I didn't have a choice in Costco because this is the only type of canned tomatoes that they had. Yeah, they didn't have the whole tomatoes. So I'm going to use that. Got my carrots, my onions. I'm actually going to put garlic in there this time. And I have my slow cooker going on high heat. A little of that extra virgin olive oil. I don't think that's hot enough yet. But yeah, they just knocked on the door and delivered my farm fresh eggs. Look at that. These are huge eggs too. Beautiful, beautiful eggs. So they're $4 a dozen. And I got 3 dozen because I've been we've been making a lot of cookies. We found a good chocolate chip recipe that Sean actually makes them because I'm not good at baking. I tried it once and messed it up. But he's been making them. And I've been attempting to make like some kind of butter or sugar cookies for Matthew. And so far, they don't always come out good. So we've been using a lot of eggs. So I got 3 dozen this time. But making some sauce. There you go. Sizzle. Throw the garlic in. Carrots. I did 3 carrots because that's a big can. So I got 1 bag of penne left, which I'm going to do that. And I have some meatballs frozen in the freezer. When I last made meatballs, half of them I put in the freezer. So I'm going to throw those in. Sauce. We have some ricotta cheese. John wants to put dollops of that. Maybe I'll make like a baked ziti, maybe not. Whatever. So that's going to be dinner. Put some salt. Oh my God, it smells so good already. Yep, so we're sticking with the Italian theme, with those Italian sandwiches Sean and John made for lunch. Now we're going to have pasta with meatballs. Let me get my can opener and open this big mama jama. That took forever to open. My God. My hand is sore. But look at that. Yeah, that's crushed. It looks more pureed. Huh. Yummy. So I'm going to pour that in there. Let it simmer slowly for a couple of hours. And then puree the veggies so that they're blended nicely. And that is sauce. Add a little bit of Italian seasoning. There it goes. Let that simmer. Let me put it on low. Cover it. And wait a couple hours. Not for nothing. I feel like I need to save that can. Look how cool that is. Figure out what I can put in it. I mean, I already have a bucket with my utensils, but maybe like garden tools or something. I don't know. So cool. And it's not plastic lined. You know what? I am very happy to see that. It is not plastic lined. Nina is plastic lined. But this is just metal. That's good. No BPA. So I think tonight for dinner, to go with the pasta and meatballs and homemade sauce, I'm going to make some homemade bread. So far, out of all the recipes in this book for that machine, this is the one I keep using. So screenshot that there. This one came with the book. This is the book that came with the machine, Oster. And I really should look through it and see if I could come up with some other bread recipes for that machine. But it's weird because like it'll have French bread or Italian bread and it'll show like the picture of the loaves, but obviously you're not getting those long loaves from this type of machine. So should be interesting. But this is this recipe goes on the Express. I can't see it. Yep, the Express up there. Oops, I passed it. There. The Express Bake. And this one is the other one that I use a lot. But look, there's a whole wheat one. There's also an Express Bake. What is that? 58. Oh, no. Oh, no, I don't want the 80 minutes. Oh, my goodness. It's been a while since I made this bread. But yeah, I mean, look at all the settings. Sweet, French, basic. I really got to play with this machine more. But I'm going to do the Express. I added 1 and 2 tablespoons of warm to hot water. 5 teaspoons. That's a real close-up. 5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And this is the one I'm using that I got from Kroger. Good thing I bought extra yeast before all this happened. Let me tell you. Put in 3 cups of bread flour. I added 2 tablespoons of sugar. I used white sugar. Put in 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. 1 teaspoon pink Himalayan sea salt. And that's it. And then you turn it on. This thing is so freaking cool. But yeah, I really do have to do more with it. I dipped the lid in the sauce by accident. Unbelievable. You know what? Let me put that in the sink and rinse it off. So I pureed it with my immersion blender. And look how thick it is. So, oh, steam. I think I'm going to put some Italian seasoning and let it continue simmering. My bread is still baking. It's in there. Yeah, that's a pretty fascinating machine. Here's my Italian seasoning. Ooh, I don't have enough hands. I need more hands. Pour some in there. That's good. Maybe a little more. Yeah, my Italian seasoning has parsley, basil, rosemary, oregano, and I put garlic chives in there too. All right, let me get the lid. So here are those little meatballs that I made way back when, and half of them I froze, so we're using them tonight. Gonna throw them in the sauce. And of course, Any extras get jarred up. And then the extra sauce gets jarred up in another jar. Ooh, that was hot. Holy mother. Ooh! I need to pay attention. God, it smells like marinara sauce and bread in here. And that's what it looks like when it's done. So, let me get my baking rack. And then I'm going to put that on there so it can cool down. And that's what it looks like when it comes out. Little crusty on the outside, but you can feel it's really soft. That thing is hot. Yep, so chances are they're just going to tear into that when it cools down a little bit and dip it in sauce. There's my pasta, my last bag of this brand that I got from Sprouts, penne. The water got the fire on high to get it boiling. I do have some lasagna noodles left over and I think 1 bag of elbow noodles. And then that's it for the pasta. So I'm going to have to go shopping for pasta maybe in a week or so. I have this steamer insert that goes on this pot. So I'm going to add broccoli to that. I've done it before, but you know what? I really should do it more often instead of microwaving it. And I don't feel like roasting it and turning on the oven because now I'm a little too late for that. So I'm going to put it in here and let the pasta water steam it. Water's boiling. I added salt. There's the pasta. Let me do a little stirry stir. There goes that. Then I put my little, where's the handle? Yeah, I got this from Costco like years ago. There's a handle somewhere. Years ago. Oh, here it is. It's on the inside. Look at that little basket. Put that right there. And then put the lid back on. I really should do that much more often. It's easy. It's a one-stop shopping, you know what I mean? A lot of the water is spilling over, so apparently I need to let some of the pressure out. So surprisingly, for someone who can't bake, I can bake that. I don't know, I think it's desserts. I can't bake desserts. So I'm going to cut into that so you can see what it looks like. Look at that. Fresh bread. See, that I can do. That I can do. So I cut up some bread. There's some sauce from the pot there and some more bruschetta. Little appetizer, noshing before dinner. Pasta's done. I added some sauce to it. Broccoli's done. I added some garlic powder and some butter. Meatballs are done. I have Parmesan cheese on the table. I cut up the bread, which they already attacked a little bit. And then I'll serve the meatballs when I serve the plates. Yeah, I made a mess. Jeez. And there's dinner. Look how beautiful. Delicious Italiano dinner. Fortunately, we didn't do this for Easter.
Your seat. No.
And they're stealing my seats. Yes, the cats have their own chairs too. Well, the two fluffies.
No.
And that is dinner tonight.